back, guys. It's time. That's right. See me run a thread on it. So it must be time to run a stitch. I got the bottom winder fixed. Okay. I end up making a spring myself for this mechanism. I had some springs from some, who knows, whatever else I pulled apart in the past, but I keep a bunch of springs and all kinds of little parts and pieces. So I had some springs that I was able to cut some coils out of and re-bend and modify to work. And there you go. So I made a spring for that. I end up finding a spring that was close to what was on the Singer and bent the loop into the shape that the original 66 spring was bent into. So you can see there that spring is working. So I have the upper thread tension spring taken care of. I also have the bobbin winder spring taken care of. So there you go, guys. Zero money invested into this machine so far. The belt that you see here came on this machine. So this machine had a pretty recent belt. I wouldn't say it's a new belt, but it's in really good condition. Somebody had it a little bit long, which was even better. I was able to cut it down and re-staple it back together a little bit better than they had done. So that worked out to my favor. There's only one piece I need for this machine, guys, and it's the cover for the bobbin. Now, I'm okay with that. I can run a stitch through it. I did run a test stitch through this machine, and believe it or not, I only had to adjust my upper tension a little bit, and this thing was sewing amazing. I cannot believe how well this machine sews. And you guys are going to see that here in a minute. I'm going to sew some leather, okay? Instead of doing denim, I'm going to do a piece of leather. I'm not sure how thick this is, but you guys can see that. I'm not going to fold it over anything. I'm just going to do one layer, and I'm going to sew just so we can see the quality of the stitch. And I have to tell you guys, quite impressed. And you know what I'm going to also tell you? I didn't even change the needle. This is the original needle that came in this machine. I looked it over and it looked pretty straight. It wasn't bent. It still had a really good point on it, like sharp. So I figured, why not give it a go and see if the needle works? And lo and behold, works great. So let me get the machine set up here. I'll get the camera, set up a little bit closer to the presser foot and then the light a little bit better. And you guys can watch me run a stitch on that. And it is a treadle. It is in the treadle base, guys. There you go. You can see it. That's the treadle base it came in. I did take off the part that folds down and closes it because I do not have the machine screwed down, okay? I still have to repair the 2 screw holes on the actual treadle. And how you do that is you guys can take a piece of wood and carve out a chunk of wood sort of the shape of a dowel, and you can coat it in wood glue and hammer it into the original holes if they're stripped. And then let that dry and then cut them off flush, and now you can screw right into brand new fresh wood. Okay, so you'll have a nice bite. So I still have to do that to this cabinet. So I'm going to repair the anchoring points at the back before I can lay this machine back down into its resting position. I also need to fix some work down here. The skin that they have down below to protect your knees, that needs a little bit of work as well. So it's still there, but it needs some work. Anyways, enough rambling. Let me get this camera set up for you guys, because I'm pretty sure you've been anxious to see this machine go. So let's get it turned around. Alright, got the camera turned around. Got the leather in the machine here. Just doing one layer of leather. I'm not going to fold it over or anything, because I just want to see the stitch on this machine. Actually, I just want you guys to see this the stitch on the machine. I've already seen the stitch. And I had to do a little bit of adjustment on this upper tension. Just tighten it up a little bit, and everything's working great. So let me get the needle down into the material, and you guys get to watch me treadle a little bit here. And I'll show you what this machine looks like sewing. It's pretty quiet, eh? I was actually quite impressed with this machine. And I did a green thread on top and used a leather because I really wanted to show the stitch on this machine. I've noticed with the denim in my previous videos, it's sometimes hard to see, so. This thing goes good. Woohoo! Anyways, there you go. So, one layer of leather, green on top, white on the bottom. Look at that, guys. Look at the stitch on that machine. Now I know why you guys talk so much about these 66 machines. Guess I'm gonna have to start looking for a 99. Look at the quality on that. Now I pulled the bobbin completely apart on this machine. I took the leaf spring part off it, the screws out of it. I cleaned it, I polished it, and then I put it back together. And then when I tightened it, I just pulled the thread and gauged it normally how I would with my class 15 bobbins or any other bobbins. I put a bobbin in there and pulled it through and set the spring to what I thought was a good tension, and have not touched it. Put it all back in there, put this on. I have that spring that I put in there, put it straight up and down, and all I had to do was tighten this just a little bit. And there is the stitch. Look at that. Guess what, guys? I guess this machine's gonna have to go up against the machine in the top spot, eh? If I could only keep one, what one would I keep? The 66 or the 201? Stay tuned, guys. We got a battle coming up you might want to see. The 201 going against the 66. Which one would I keep? I don't know, man. That's a nice stitch. That is a nice stitch. Alright, guys. There it is. Before we leave, if I do a little walk around and show you. Here's the hand wheel. I cleaned up the stop motion knob. The chrome came right off of that, but I did polish it. The bobbin winder turned out really good. It's got some chipping on the paint there, you can see. But I polished all the parts. Cleaned, polished, and lubricated everything. Bobbin wheel was in good condition, you can see that. There's the stitch length knob, turned out good. The medallion. Yeah, this is it, guys. This is the condition. This is how she's going to sit from now on. Till I get that cover, of course. There's a good look at the upper tension there for you guys. I'll release that pressure foot and you can see all that stuff's working. Spring is fixed there. Okay. There's that thread guide that I repaired. It's working good. Front plate, you still got that tarnishing, a little bit of tarnishing there, some little spots here and there, but that's original. Still has that old style presser foot. I know you can convert this with a 201 or something. I don't know. Bob Fowler has a video on it, how you can convert your presser foot bar to take a normal size presser feet. But I'm okay with this. That works good. Bobbin all polished up. Bobbin case all interior polished up. The underside I cleaned and lubed too. Didn't really show you guys that, I know that, but if you see the condition of the top, you know I did it down below. But there you go. There's my 1919 Singer 66. Alright guys, I think this is a -1 because it's an early model. But now I'm going to be on the hunt for a 99. Stay tuned for that video. And you know that this is going to have to go up against the 201 from 1957. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching. Stay safe and I'll talk to you soon.